Hi everyone, you know where I am? I'm near the post box and I'm sending these cards to China with all my love and all my thoughts of my friends in China and of Chinese people and China itself, with loads of good wishes for the remainder of 2024 and good fortune into 2025. I love you so much and I count the days till I return to China. Missing you. Friendship doesn't just mean long-term friendships. It means smiling at someone every day, saying hello, saying ni hao, and making people feel good about themselves. That's true friendship. Hi everyone. Well, it's Sunday and I've been up early and I'm at Palm Cove and the market's on and there are lots of people here and loads of different offerings, from donuts to fried potatoes on a stick to wonderful toys that have been made, or quilts, or soaps, or perfumes, lots of different things. So interesting, and dream catchers indeed. We all need to have a dream catcher. Walking around the markets kind of reminds me of the times when I walk around the South Melbourne markets, and there used to be a silver food truck there that sold donuts with delicious jam inside. I was only small, so that memory goes back a long, long time. But markets are a great deal of fun. So I hope you enjoyed that little memory, and it is a little memory of a tiny child, a 3-year-old, wandering around South Melbourne markets eating jam donuts. I should tell you that I had a sweet tooth from a very early age. I also remember in Melbourne going to the local milk bar and having lime green spiders, lemonade with a good dose of green syrup and lots of ice cream, and chocolate Freddos. And Freddos are little frogs made in a chocolate mould and injected with strawberry or peppermint. Yummy, great memory, tiny child. And going to the swings in a beautiful white outfit and falling off the swings into a great puddle of mud. I don't think my mother was very impressed that day. Limilo, May, I see, tick. Dashang Hao, it's me. As you can see, I'm in my pink pajamas. I thought I would do this video to you in these pajamas because you'd recognize me as the little woman who used to run around the apartment. I hope you're all settled in a new apartment. I'm missing you heaps and heaps and heaps, and I want you to know that I love you. And Limilo, don't forget, Inky Dinky Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the Inky Dinky Spider climbed up the spout again. And what else? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle. And Casey would waltz with the strawberry blonde, and the band played on. He'd waltz across the floor with the girl he adored, and the band played on. But his brain was so loaded it nearly exploded, and the poor girl, she shook with alarm. He married the girl with the strawberry curl, and the band played on. One little nanny jumping on the bed, she fell off and bumped her head. Grandpa called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more nannies jumping on the bed. Well, hi everyone. I'm sitting on the beach, really quiet little spot, listening to the sound of the waves. And this is something I grew up with. You see, I spent a lot of time aboard ship. So hearing the sound of those waves is a really special sound to me. It brings back those memories. Now, I've already told you I was born in London, in the midst of London, within a stone's throw of St Paul's Cathedral and the Mall, and Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, the National Theatre. So all those incredible landmarks very close to Charing Cross Hospital. And of course, St Martin's in the Fields, which is a church across the road from Nelson's Column, where my mum and dad were married, and I was christened. And my godparents were Tommy Lang, and Tommy Lang was a world champion referee for billiards and snooker, and a friend of my mother, Betty, who was with Mum at Bletchley Park, where the British broke the Nazi codes. So my mother was seconded by the Foreign Office during World War II and sent to Bletchley Park. We'll come back to the Bletchley Park story later. But Betty used to take me to pantomimes, and I think I've seen all of them, from Cinderella to Snow White. And the Crazy Gang were very famous performers in London of pantomime. And we used to sit in a box and have a little tub of vanilla ice cream with a tiny wooden paddle. And I would be dressed in my finest. Now, clothing was also something that was very much a part of my life, because my father was a sporting icon. I was expected to be on my best behaviour and always be dressed immaculately and speak well and greet people properly. And I learned those things from an early age. I also learned from my father to just love life and love people from all walks of life, and it's just, I don't know, sap up the joy of every country and every culture, and what a wonderful lesson to learn. I'm so grateful to him for that lesson. It served me very well in my life. Anyway, look, that's a little bit more of the story. Of course, Charing Cross Hospital is also close to Covent Garden, where there's the Royal Ballet, the Royal Opera, and where Eliza Doolittle famously learned to become a lady or lady in the flower shop. And the great actress Audrey Hepburn played the role in the film My Fair Lady, and she was certainly stunning. And the amazing actress and singer Julie Andrews, who is of course the star in Sound of Music, played the role of Eliza Doolittle on stage. So look, that's enough for today. I'm now looking at what we call McAllister's Range, and I'll finish by just switching the camera on it. The sun hasn't dipped yet, so it'll dip shortly behind the range, and it looks beautiful as it dips. I'm sorry if there've been some ums in this little chat together, but sometimes the mind has to do a bit of thinking on its feet, so to speak. But the little word should be avoided at all costs. Have a great time, everyone. I miss you dreadfully. Lots of love. Hi everyone, it's Jan here. Look, I'm sitting on a ledge above the beach at Palm Cove, and I've been reading Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. And if any of you are old enough to read this book and competent in English to read this book, I really urge you to read this book. It's just beautifully written, and the language is exquisite. Life's this incredible journey, and the book, whilst the book is amazing, it's a story of the person behind the book. You know, why did they write that book, and what kind of experiences did they have in their life that maybe triggered that adventure? Well, where do I start? Very early on, I was traveling with my parents, and so there are lots of things I remember about that early journey, that early part of my life. One of those experiences is a trip aboard a ship called the Esperance Bay that hit the Bay of Biscay in very stormy weather, and the Bay of Biscay can be incredibly dangerous. Anyway, I loved it. I've always loved to be aboard ships in really rough weather. I think that probably follows from that experience. I thought it was extremely funny. I was probably 2.5, and look, the weather was so rough that all the equipment in the hairdressing salon was smashed. All the wonderful china in the shop was smashed, and the waiters in the dining room, nothing was fixed down, so the waiters kind of, it was as if they were on skates, and you had to sort of dodge as a passenger that you didn't get pasta all over you. So it really wasn't funny at all, but I thought it was funny. And if you went out on deck, you had to hold on to a rope so you didn't fly overboard. Anyway, since that time, I've just always enjoyed being aboard a ship in rough weather. So it's experiences that we have in life that really impact upon us and impact upon our memory. They're projected onto our memory, and we carry those through time. So I hope you enjoyed that little episode in my life. We'll share other little episodes, but I just kind of remember that. I also remember that the weather was so bad that the waves were flowing into the portholes on the upper deck. And my father, who'd never been seasick and had travelled a lot, he travelled for 25 years before I was born, and he was actually seasick. So my poor father, I remember that. Anyway, lots of love to you all, and I hope I see you soon. Bye.